What is design thinking? Design thinking is both ideology and a process to solve the complex problems in a user-centric way. It focuses on achieving the practical results and solutions that are technically feasible, economically viable, and desirable for the user. Design thinking helps us in the process of questioning. Keep on raising the questioning about the assumptions, questioning about the understanding, questioning about the implementation. So why we are doing, what is the implications, how we are going to do. It helps us to understand the implications based on the user perspective. Design thinking is an innovative problem-solving process in a set of skills. Problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, leadership, collaboration, and communication that are the fundamental elements of any successful implementation of the design thinking. When you are going for the design thinking training, it is a crash course of all these skills. Design thinking often referred as out-of-the-box thinking. The out-of-the-box thinking to solve the user perspective. That means customer-centric. There are many variants of the design thinking process in use nowadays. The most of them using the 5 phases of design thinking. Number 1, empathize. Number 2, define. Number 3, ideate. Number 4, prototype. Number 5, test. Number 1, empathize. The first step of the design thinking process to understand the problem, what you are going to solve before arriving the solution. During this stage, the best possible way to understand the user, you have to understand the user perspective. What is the requirement? What is the problem? What is the outcome? What is the expectations? When you are interacting with the user, you have to make interview, user testing, everything you have to do. The psychologically, the emotionally, you have to connect with the user. We need to understand the user's area of concern to engaging to deeper understanding about their problem. Once you have started interacting with them, you can be able to get better idea what is the real cause of the problem, whether we can understand the pain point of the user. Number 2, define the problem. Once you collected the information based on the interaction with the user, you will collect what is the problem, how we are going to solve it. Based on that, you can define where is the real problem, how the user is facing the realistic issues. Once we understand the things, we can be able to realize what is the common problem, what is the specific issues they are facing. That means specific problem. How to solve the problem, we have to discuss with other stakeholders also, because what is the implications, we have to get collaborative information. Based on that, we can arrive the solutions. Based on that, what is the possible way, the best solution with the human-centric way, the customer point of view, the user perspective, how we are going to solve the problem. Number 3, ideate. You have understand the customer, you have defined the problem. Now you have to arrive the solutions. What is the possible way? You have to brainstorm yourself along with your design thinking team. What is the best possible way we can give the solutions? That's ideal solutions, how we are going to give. In this stage, we have tried to get the maximum ideas, as many as possible. We have without bothering about what is the implication, other things. Once maximize the ideas. After that, you have to keep on scrutinize step by step, one by one. You can reduce the ideas. What is the implications? What is the other person perspective? Whether it is focused on the customer perspective, whether it is a product, its selling effect is there, whether the customer will satisfy with the product, whether the people will accept. To identify the new problem statement with the possible solutions based on the brainstorm, worst possible idea, best possible idea, and the creative thinking, the innovative ideas, it's come from the ideation process. Each and every stage, you have to keep on raising the questions. Why we are doing on that? What are the possible? What is the implications? How we are going to do that? It will help you to create ideate the out of the box thinking. In this method, in this stage, we are getting out of the box thinking will help you to give the human-centric way solution. Number 4, prototype. In this stage, once you have defined the idea, how to implement, how to develop, we have to use the ideas within our team itself. That means a design team itself. So you have to understand the user perspective. You have to look into the things, how we are going to apply. So in this stage, how we are going to implement, examine, re-examine, observe the output, whether the user will accept, the user point of view, how we are going to solve if any problems comes. There itself you can solve before handing over to the real test users. Design thinking itself, team itself, they have to solve and come with the new solutions. In this stage, design thinking team work like a user, behave like a user. They experience how the user will behave. Number 5, test. Testing the real product. The customer point of view. Whatever we are ideate the product, we are identify the ideas, giving for the solutions, the applying the prototype, we are going to implement in the user point of view. How the user is going to use the same solution applicable for the user. Is there any alteration is required? Whether examine or the solutions what they arrived, is it possible to use in the user perspective? As a customer is satisfied for the what we are delivered, everything will come on this stage. If any alteration is required, if any minor alteration is required, it will keep on there, then and there it can be sorted out. There is no issue at all. Is there any major changes? Is there understanding issues? Still some problem is continuous. Again, it has to go to the first stage. The cycle, it will works. The test, if you are getting lot of any feedback, further feedback coming from the user, again it has to go to the understanding the problem, define the problem, again ideate, prototype, and will come for the testing. It's a cycle. Once the customer is not satisfied, it will move on to the empathize. The stage by stage, again it will moving on. Yes, these are the important phases of design thinking process. Design thinking process help us to systematically teach, learn and apply in a systematic way in a user point of view. In a customer centric, it's applying the innovative and creativity thinking. Design thinking is a problem solving method used to deal with uncertainty, volatile, complex problem and wicked problem in a customer centric way. That means human oriented problems you can easily handle. Once you master in the design thinking process, that approach, you can able to handle the day-to-day life problems in both personal and your professional life. Thank you.